Hello, welcome to Cloud Learning channel. In this module, we will talk about Microsoft Purview governance. And I will talk about what's available in the Microsoft Purview governance portal. And also I will talk about the apps available in Microsoft Purview. And I will also cover the discovery challenges for data consumers, data producers, and some security administrators. And then we will also discuss about Microsoft Purview advantages. And after I discuss all this, and I will show you guys how to create an account in the Microsoft Purview governance portal. Uh, every I will do this exercise using Azure portal. So before I go to Azure portal, let's just talk about this Microsoft Purview data governance very quick. So Microsoft Purview solutions in the governance portal provide a unified data governance service that helps us, manage our on-premise, multi-cloud, and SaaS, software as a service data. So I'll show you how it looks like the Purview governance portal through Azure portal. So before that, we'll talk about what Microsoft Purview governance portal allows us to do, create a holistic up to date map of our data landscape with automated data discovery, a sensitive data classification, and end-to-end data. So it enables data curators to manage and secure our data estate and empower data consumers to find a valuable, trustworthy data. Yes, sorry, I think I didn't move to the next slide. So here, what we discussed about, enable data curators to manage and secure data estate and empower data consumers to find valuable, trustworthy data. So here you can see that, what offers that what this Microsoft Purview governance portal offers. So here you can see on our left, on-premise, cloud, or any software as a service applications. And what are the apps available? So we can see that data map, data catalog, data estate insights, and data sharing. You can see everything is available in this diagram. So let's talk about data maps. So data map makes our data meaningful by graphing our data assets or their relationships across our data estate. And also data map used to discover data and manage access to that data. And let's talk about data catalog. So data catalog finds a trusted data sources by browsing and searching our data assets. So this data catalog aligns our assets with the friendly business terms and data classification to identify data sources. Next one, data estate insights. You can see that the third one in the diagram in the middle. So it acts as data estate health, and it gives us an overview of our the data estate to help us to discover what kinds of data we have and where. The last one is data sharing. So data sharing allows us to securely share data internally or across the organizations with business partners and customers. So let's talk about some of the discovery challenges for data consumers. So traditionally, discovering enterprise data source has been an organic process based on communal knowledge. So because there is no central location to register data sources, so user might be unaware of their data source unless they come into contact with it as a part of another process. And the intended use of the data is hidden to users unless they know the location of a data source documentation. So data sources and documentation might live in several places and be consumed through different kinds of experiences. Let's talk about discovery challenges for data producers. Although our data consumers faced the previously, mentioned challenges, with data consumers, users who are responsible for producing and managing information assets face challenges of their own. So creating and maintaining documentation for data source is complex and also time consuming. So to making that documentation readily available to everyone, or whoever uses the data source can be even more so. And also restricting access to data sources and ensuring that data consumers know how to request access is ongoing challenge. So let's talk about the discovery challenges for security administrator. So let's talk about an organization. Organization's data is constantly going and being stored and shared in new directions. So the task of discovering, protecting, and governing our sensitive data is one that never ends. So we need to ensure that our organization content is being shared with right people and right application and with the correct permissions. And also we need to understand the risk levels in our organization's data requires diving deep into our content, looking for keywords and sensitive data types. Let's talk about an example. So sensitive data types might include credit card numbers or SSN numbers or bank account numbers, routing, any sensitive information. So we must constantly monitor all data sources for sensitive content, and even the smallest amount of data loss can be critical to organizations. If you are working in any organization, financial or anything health or anything. So in a financial, if you um, lose credit card number or SSN, it is a big impact, and it is very critical to organization. So ensuring that our organization continues to comply with corporate security policies is a challenging task that our content keep grows and changes. So those requirements and policies are updated for changing digital realities. So security administrators need to ensure data security in the quickest time possible. Let's talk about some of the Microsoft Purview advantages. So Microsoft Purview is designed to address the issues mentioned in the previous sections, previous slides, to help enterprises to get the most value from their existing information. And also, Purview provides a cloud-based service into which we can register data sources. So while creating while we register, the data remains in existing location, but a copy of its metadata is loaded into Microsoft Purview along with a reference to the data source location. So after we register a data source, and we can enrich its metadata. Either user who registered data source or another user in enterprise can add more metadata. So I will show you how this scan works, how we can register and scan uh, Azure ADLS, connect to Azure Data Lake Storage in Microsoft Purview, but it will come in a next video module. But for today, I will discuss about only Microsoft Purview, what's available in the portal, and also talk about what are the discovery challenge. I already talked about discovery challenges for data consumers, data producer, and security administrator. So now we just discussed about the Microsoft Purview advantages. So now I will log into Azure portal. I'll show you guys how to create an account in the Microsoft Purview governance portal. I logged into Azure portal, so I will go to the search. I'll go to home and go to search. I will look for Purview. So here you can see that under the services, we have Microsoft Purview accounts available. Just click on that Microsoft Purview account. So I don't have any Purview accounts available right now, but I will create one. I will click on create. So now I need to enter all the details here we need to select the subscription. I already have subscription available, and let me create a resource group. So I will create a new resource group since I don't have anything available right now. So, and this is just a demo purpose, like, but if you want to implement this in your organizations, and please follow some naming standards, and follow your organization's policies and way to deploy the resource, everything. But this is just like, a sample exercise, how to deploy, how to create a Microsoft Purview account through Azure portal. And I just created a resource group. I just entered a new resource group name. Now I need to enter the Purview account. So I will say Purview account 01, and the location I will select East US, and manage resources. It's already default name available. Let me see if we can change it, but I will just use the default name that already created by Azure. And here, storage account name, it will be generated automatically, so we don't have to do anything. And even hub names name, we can enable or disable, like, you can click on enable or disable. I will show you how to enable later. Once we create this Purview account, we can make these changes anytime. Everything looks good here on this basics tab. I will move to next tab, networking. So the connectivity method, all networks are private endpoint. Since this is just a sample exercise, I will select the connectivity method, all network, but this is not good practice for, like, if you are implementing in organizations, so you must follow, like, your organization's network policies. Either use a private endpoint and create a private endpoint, and make sure, like, you are keeping your connection in secure. So for now, I will enable is a connectivity method, all networks, and go to tags. I will just say governance, and I just say, like, metadata, something, just a tag name. So you don't have to create, you can skip this tag name if you don't want, but it's like, it's easy, like, if you create, you can keep track of all your resources if you maintain the tags. So we are in the last section, review plus create, subscription, resource group name, and location. And we entered Purview account name, Purview account 001, and manage resource group that is already created default, but we can change it. Manage the event hub namespace, we disable, but I will show you how to change that once we deploy this resource. Let me deploy this Microsoft Purview account. So initializing deployment, submitting deployment, it doesn't take long. It just takes a couple of minutes. Yeah, deployment is completed. So I will go to resource, and here, like, we can make all the changes, networking. So if you want to deny the public network access, you can deny it. And if you want managed resources, just like, I mentioned earlier while we deploying the Purview account, so we can enable this, and then you can save this. And also networking, if you want to deny, public network access, you can just click on deny and save it. But you need to make sure you create a private endpoints, and make sure, like, you are able to connect to this. So this is how we deploy the Purview account through Azure portal. So in a later modules, I will talk about more, like, walk through Microsoft governance portal, and how to register and scan. And also, I'll show you how to connect to ADLS in Microsoft Purview. We'll talk about all this later. So for now, if you have any questions on this Microsoft Purview account, please feel free to post in the comments, and I will reply as soon as possible. If you like this video, please subscribe and share the channel. Thank you.